This is Mac OS Ken.
Serious growth for the Mac, good news, bad news for iPhone, and yet another note on Apple Car. It's Tuesday, the 12th of January, 2021. I'm Ken Ray, and this is news from Mac OS Ken, brought to you by yours truly and sponsored by NordVPN. Get 68% off NordVPN, only $3.71 a month, plus an additional month free at nordvpn.com/macosken. This show is also sponsored by Amazon Pharmacy. Your medication made easy. I'm a freak when it comes to writing letters. Sometimes I make my own stationery. Sometimes I buy something pretty. I got a craving the other day. So I went to Amazon, found a great set of cards, and since I'm an Amazon Prime member, they were to my place in a day or two with free delivery. Why do we expect that level of service for dumb stuff like stationery, but not important stuff like prescriptions? We should, and we can, with Amazon Pharmacy. Just have your doctor's office send your next prescription straight to Amazon Pharmacy and your meds turn up at your door. It works with most insurance plans nationwide, but Amazon Prime members paying for a prescription without insurance can save with Amazon Pharmacy. If you're still going to the pharmacy to pick up your meds, have them come to you instead. Amazon Prime members can save on prescription medication when not using insurance and get free 2-day delivery. Learn more at amazon.com/macoskenrx. AMAZON. That's amazon.com/macoskenrx. One more time, it is amazon.com/macoskenrx. Despite or because of how horrible 2020 was in many ways, the Mac did well last year. Mac Rumors ran 2 pieces on Monday, one covering personal computer numbers from Gartner and IDC, and another covering PC numbers from Canalys. While they don't agree on exact figures, they all agree that computers from Apple had a pretty swing in 2020. Sizing up the Gartner numbers, Mac Rumors says across all of 2020, Apple shipped an estimated 22.5 million Macs worldwide, marking 22.5% growth compared to 2019 when it shipped 18.3 million Macs. Apple was the number 4 vendor for the entire year, trailing Lenovo, HP, and Dell. IDC saw things a little differently. Eyeing the year, Mac Rumors says IDC suggests Apple shipped 23 million Macs, up 29.1% from the 18 million that it shipped in 2019. That's 500,000 more Macs and higher growth than the 22.5% that was estimated by Gartner. Of course, the piece points out that we can't check these numbers. That's because Apple no longer says how many of what it sold, choosing instead to share revenue for its various categories. Data shared by Gartner and IDC is estimated and not reflective of Apple's actual sales, according to the piece, though historically it says it's not usually too far off. They have an almost 7 percentage point disparity in their growth estimates. Also, they used to be off by millions of units when we could check their numbers. I'm not saying they didn't do their best. I'm not sure, though, where Mac Rumors is getting that not usually too far off part. Canalys, meanwhile, says Apple shipped 16% more Macs in 2020 than in 2019. That is way below the 22.5% guesstimated by Gartner and 29.1% estimated by IDC. The one thing on which all 3 firms agree, sales of the Mac were up in 2021. And it is as our fathers said, and their fathers before them, cool. Good news, bad news for iPhone. The good news, it seems to be on the upswing in China. The bad news, it might be trying to kill ya. Let's start with that one just so we can allay your fears. iDownload blog has word of a medical study featured in Health Rhythm Journal. Indications in that are that iPhone 12 with MagSafe may not be safe around some medical devices. According to the piece, the medical study indicates that when an iPhone 12 equipped with MagSafe was put next to a Medtronic pacemaker, the medical device was deactivated. Yeah, that could be an issue. Another article about the study from the site Medical Express says the problem lies with the pacemaker maker. Quoting that article, unless companies like Medtronic get on board and move to smarter device configuration options, they will continue to butt heads with consumer devices, and they will continue to lose. Smarter options don't have to be expensive. Just look at your cheap IR TV remote or ultrasonic receiver emitter pair. These devices simply work. They use an uncomplicated code to make sure there is no interference from all the other ambient sources that are invariably present. They seem to think that a solution could be had for under $40. Interestingly, this is something about which Apple already knows. iDownload blog has Apple's own support document saying, iPhone contains magnets as well as components and radios that emit electromagnetic fields. These magnets and electromagnetic fields may interfere with medical devices such as pacemakers and defibrillators. Though all iPhone 12 models contain more magnets than prior iPhone models, they are not expected to pose a greater risk of magnetic interference to medical devices than prior iPhone models. As for the latest test, iDownload blog points out it is just one test. Expect more in the weeks and months to come. As for the good news, Apple Insider has word of a note from JP Morgan analyst Samik Chatterjee. In it, he points to two sources showing significant growth for iPhone in China, though I am tempted to say 1.5 sources. One is a monthly report from the China Academy of Information and Communications Technology, while the half is from Digitimes. His take on the China Academy numbers is hard for me to follow, because me and math, am I right? According to the piece, that report indicates that smartphone shipments declined about 10% from the previous month in December. International brand shipments, which is thought to be mostly composed of Apple devices, dropped 13%, while local manufacturer shipments dropped 9%. None of that bothers Chatterjee. He sees the December numbers as normal. However, the piece continues, more importantly for Apple in the fourth quarter of 2020, Academy data suggests that international shipments are tracking at 18.8 million units. That would represent a 48% year-over-year increase. That year-over-year increase compared to the decline in the total shipments implies strong share gains for Apple. Plus, Digitimes says its checks indicate sales of 18 million iPhones in China last quarter. One supporting the other turns Chatterjee on where iPhone and China are concerned. Chatterjee has an overweight rating on Apple shares. His price target on the shares is $150. With noted growth for Macs and iPhones, the following headline will not shock. The piece from Apple Insider sails in under the banner, TSMC set to outpace semiconductor industry thanks to Apple chip orders. Because TSMC manufactures A-series and M-series processors for Apple's various doodads. The piece has Counterpoint research indicating that while the whole chip foundry industry is expected to see growth this year, TSMC will outperform the industry with growth between 13 and 16% anticipated. More news in a moment, but first a word from NordVPN. Online security starts with a click. You know what a VPN does. It gives you a secure, encrypted tunnel for your online traffic. So whether you're traveling or just on a network you are not sure is secure, you can surf privately. There's this other cool thing VPNs do, though. Let's say you're in the US and you want to access sites in the UK the way you would if you were in the UK. In the list of over 50 countries where NordVPN has servers, pick one in the UK. Then visit the site you want to visit. It'll be like surfing from the smoke, which is a nickname for London, which I know because, as far as the internet knows, I'm from the UK. Trying NordVPN servers both here and abroad, my access has been speedy and easy. But try it for yourself at an incredibly low price. Right now you can get 68% off NordVPN, only $3.71 a month, plus you get an additional month free at nordvpn.com/macOSKen or use a coupon macOSKen. NordVPN comes with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so take advantage of this deal. Get 68% off NordVPN, only $3.71 a month, plus an additional month free at nordvpn.com/macOSKen or use coupon macOSKen. Want to get back behind the wheel of the imaginary automobile? Then why not say hello again to our friend and JP Morgan analyst Samik Chatterjee. Another piece from Apple Insider has Chatman arguing that Apple will adopt a go big or go home strategy for Apple Car. According to the piece, the primary reason Apple is interested in the car industry, Chatterjee says, is that its total addressable market is nearly $2.55 trillion, far higher than the smartphone market's $420 billion. Apple also has an opportunity on an installed base of 1 billion vehicles, and the autonomous Apple Car could also integrate deeply with and expand services. As for what he means by go big or go home, he thinks the lack of leaks from the auto industry indicates that Apple is off on its own on this one. He thinks the company will position itself as a full-fledged manufacturer, according to Apple Insider. That said, it may start out with a partner for manufacturing first. While we are talking about a giant pile of metal, Chatman thinks the key revenue component will likely be services, according to Apple Insider. His thinking, paraphrased by the site, services could improve the vehicle's low margins, particularly if it's a closed ecosystem. Fully autonomous vehicles could also allow for greater monetization of services. He's not expecting Apple Car until late in the decade. Since last check, Chatterjee still has an overweight rating on Apple shares. His price target on the shares is still $150. Apple's issued an update for some older iOS devices. iDownload blog says the Cupertino company released iOS 12.5.1 on Monday. That brings the Apple-Google COVID-19 exposure notification API to such devices as iPhone 5S, iPhone 6, 6 Plus, iPad Air, second-generation iPad Mini, third-generation iPad Mini, and sixth-generation iPod Touch. If this story sounds familiar, it should. Apple actually brought this functionality to those devices last month in the form of iOS 12.5, but there seems to have been some sort of problem. Release notes for 12.5.1 say the update fixes an issue where exposure notifications could incorrectly display logging profile language. So, download, update, use it, wear a mask and wash your hands. For a longer-term health story, Cult of Mac has word of an Apple Watch research study meant to monitor for possible cognitive decline. Run in conjunction with the neuroscience company Biogen, the Cult says the aim of the multi-year observational research study is to assess the role the Apple wearable and iPhone could play in measuring cognitive health. The site quotes a press release on the initiative, saying the study's primary objectives are to develop digital biomarkers to help monitor cognitive performance over time and identify early signs of mild cognitive impairment. Meant for adults of all ages with a range of cognitive performance, The study will launch later this year. And finally today, news of a show in development for Apple TV+. The Hollywood Reporter says Andy Samberg, Andy Sierra, Noah Hawley, and Ben Stiller are teaming up on a science fiction project for the Cupertino streamer. Little is known about the project now. Doesn't have a title. It's not even clear whether it's a movie or a series. Sounds like a movie, but it's not made clear. Still, it is kind of exciting. Samberg and Sierra worked together on the movie Palm Springs, which launched on Hulu last year. I thought it was a seriously great movie. Very funny with really dramatic parts. And I was apparently not alone. The Hollywood Reporter says the Sci-Fi something drew instant interest thanks to the buzz Palm Springs is generating this award season. Wow, we're still doing awards. Sierra is set to write the thing. He'll also produce, along with Samberg, who will also star. Go figure. They're hoping to attach a director soon, according to the Reporter report. Coming up in a few minutes, having shifted stuff around today, we tackle what's news to Peter Cohen. Believe it or not, it's Windows 7. Find out why in a few minutes. Listen and subscribe wherever you get podcasts. macOS Ken Live goes live again today, 3:30 Pacific, 6:30 Eastern on my YouTube channel, youtube.com/KenRay. Catch it live or on replay there. You can also grab the audio podcast, macOS Ken Live, wherever you get podcasts. macOS Ken, brought to you by me and sponsored by Amazon Pharmacy. Your medication made easy. Learn more at amazon.com/macOSKenRx. This show is also sponsored by NordVPN. Get 68% off NordVPN, only $3.71 a month, plus an additional month free at nordvpn.com/macOSKen. Advertising handled by Backbeat Media, online at backbeatmedia.com. You can reach me a couple of ways. Info at macOSKen.com or call 716-780-4080. Until next time, that is news from macOS Ken. I'm Ken Ray.
Ciao.